Hi guys, so this week we're going to be working on these cute little heart-shaped paintings. Um, you're going to need a few different materials to do these. You're going to need watercolors, or you can just color with regular colors, a pencil, a white crayon, this is optional, some scissors, some white glue or glue stick, and some water for my watercolors. Okay, you're also going to need a blank sheet of paper, and you're also going to need a half sheet of just regular old paper. So it can be any kind of paper. For example, it could be something like this, just like a regular old half sheet of paper, or construction paper will work, whatever is fine. Okay, so we're going to be following along step by step, so make sure that you're paying attention and you can pause and rewind wherever you need to. Now, if you do not want to make a Valentine's Day thing, you can do this with plenty of other different shapes and designs and colors, of course, but since I'm going to be doing the Valentine's version, these are the colors and things that I'm going to do. Okay, so you're going to need some watercolors for this. If you don't have watercolors, you can always just use markers or color pencils. A really cool trick that you can get that makes it look like watercolors if you have markers. Now this can be any kind of markers. It can be Crayola markers, whatever that you've got at home. Color all kinds of designs all over your paper, and then take a spray bottle full of water and give it a couple spritzes of water, and all of the ink from the markers will kind of spread out onto the paper, and it'll make it look like watercolors. So that's a cool tip to do if you do not have watercolors. All right, so I've got a white crayon here. This part is optional. This is just because this is the kind of design that I want for my project. If you don't want to use a white crayon, you don't have to use one. But I'm just going to kind of keep it simple. I'm just going to draw a little heart designs with my white crayon. And I'm just going to fill up my whole paper with some lines and designs with my white crayon. And those of you that don't know, what's going to happen when I paint on this paper with my white crayon is the paint is not going to want to stick to the wax in the crayon, and so whenever I paint over it, it's just going to leave behind all of my white crayon designs. Okay, all right, so I got that done. So next is to pick my colors, and I'm just going to watercolor over the entire paper. So it doesn't matter what colors you choose. You can choose your favorite colors, or you can choose two colors. It's up to you, but I'm just going to paint my entire paper with my watercolors. Okay. So we're going to set this aside to dry for a little bit, and then we're going to work on the next part of our painting. Okay, so I'm going to put that to the side, and I'm going to grab a regular old half sheet of regular paper. Okay, so what I'm going to do on this paper is I'm going to draw half of a heart shape, and this is just one regular piece of paper. It's not folded in half or anything. It's just a half sheet of white computer paper. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a very big half of a heart shape. Okay, and then I'm going to take my scissors and I'm going to cut that shape out. And throw the rest of that paper away. Now what I'm going to do is I can do this with my pencil again if I want to, or I can just keep cutting with my scissors. I'm going to draw another heart shape, half of a heart shape on the inside of that I already did. And then I'm going to cut it again. And you're going to keep doing this as small as you can go. And I'm going to show you what you're going to do with all the little pieces. Alright, so now what you're going to do with all of those pieces is you're going to kind of put them together like a puzzle. So I've got my biggest piece here. Then I take my second biggest piece and I arrange it up against the big piece like this. Then I take the next one, the next biggest one, and I'm going to put it on the opposite side. And then I'm going to take my last little sliver shape and I'm going to put it here on that side. And then I have this really interesting looking design. So then what I'm going to do is, after my painting is done drying, I'm going to come back and I'm going to glue this to the center of my painting. So I'm going to put this to the side and we're going to grab our painting again. Okay, so our painting is nearly dry. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to arrange my heart shapes onto my paper. Kind of see where they need to go. And there you have it, boys and girls. Now mine was still a little bit wet. I made a couple mistakes. You can see here where my paper was still wet. So make sure that it completely dries before you glue down your papers. And this is where having some thicker paper or some construction paper would come in handy, just to kind of hide any of those pencil marks or little paint spots that I seem to have all over mine. So yeah, I can't wait to see what you guys create, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye!